We've scaled multiple vitamin and supplement brands from a few $100s a day to multiple thousands a day with our hyper-targeted ad creative system. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 10 best ads for videos and statics you can use to scale your vitamin and supplement brand. So with that being said, let's begin. This first one is a story-based ad.
Okay, my beautiful people, I haven't been 110% honest with you guys, but those that are closest to me know that I suck at taking pills. I always had to take chewables or crush them up. I made it a goal of mine at the beginning of this year to learn how to swallow.
Okay, so this one is typically a longer form type of video. It's an engaging story, kind of relevant to the buyers. It's organic, which feels authentic and trustworthy, and it shows the product as beneficial and better than others. But she starts with a story, which is very, very important. The story has to be legit. It has to be based on something that other people have spoken about before. So she says, I'm really bad at taking pills. So many people are also really bad at taking pills. This is how we've solved the problem. But the next ad is a really good one if you already have a lot of UGC creative at your disposal, and that is the testimonial mashup.
Like, it never fails. As soon as I lay down, no matter how tired I am, my brain is just with everything I didn't do and everything I did do. And I don't get that. Like, I take this 10 minutes before I go to sleep, take it, go brush my teeth, wash my face, get ready, lay down, take a couple of deep breaths, out.
Now, after a week of taking it every night, I sleep like a baby.
This right here has honestly...
So we've done many different versions like this where we combine different testimonials, mash them up together and use them in an ad because you see different faces, which works really well for speaking to your ideal buyer if the current UGC creator isn't the right one. Imagine if you saw someone that looks exactly like you taking a product or a supplement that is helping them, how would you feel? You'd be like, oh, this is great. It's going to work for me. The biggest question that people have, the biggest objection with any vitamins, with any pills is, will it work for me? And if you have someone that looks like your ideal buyer, then you have it. So that's why these work so well. The next one is the classic PAS, Problem-agitation-solution. So let's have a look.
Have you ever struggled to fall asleep because your mind is racing before bed and you have a lot of stress and anxiety? This used to be me before I tried this multi-mineral. If this is you, you need to try this. I used to wake up feeling groggy and not well rested, so what I started doing is I started putting...
So this hooks people with the relevant problem they talked about, which is that they are having sleep problems. And it basically positions the product as the solution. And it also uses the fact that it went viral as social proof.
I used to wake up feeling groggy and not well rested, so what I started doing is I started putting 2 tablespoons of this multi-mineral into a drink before I would go to bed. I am getting all the minerals that I need, like magnesium, which is a really important sleep aid. This vitamin and its sister morning multivitamin went viral on TikTok with over 50 million views.
So she mentioned it went viral, which is an addition to the social proof. You can use that closer in the hook if you want to as a variation, but this type of creative works really well. The next one is very important for anybody who sells a supplement that is very new or is using a mechanism that's very different.
So it's estimated that roughly 50% of the world's population is clinically deficient in vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is the only vitamin that a human being can make on our own. There's hundreds of vitamins in your bloodstream right now. You're only capable of making one. We make it from sunlight and cholesterol. You don't even need to eat to make this vitamin. It's enormously impactful in your immune system. Clinical deficiency in vitamin D3 was
at one time the second leading cause of morbidity in COVID, when they said COVID disproportionately affected minorities. Yeah. Sure. So how did COVID disproportionately affect minorities? It had to do with the pigment of their skin. The darker the pigmentation of your skin, the lower the vitamin D3. The lower the vitamin D3, the more compromised the immune system. If you and I in a pair of boy shorts went out and spent 30 minutes in sunlight, I would manufacture about 25,000 IUs. You would manufacture about 3,500. So when you look at African American populations, Latino populations, Middle Eastern populations, the percentage of vitamin D3 deficiency approaches 85%. Here's what happened to my body when I took the viral vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 daily. One of these little pills for 2 weeks. My metabolism boosted, my sleep improved drastically, I lowered my stress and...
So this ad basically takes a podcast episode from the Dario CEO where somebody mentions a deficiency in vitamin D3 and it then stitches it with a UGC creator answering some questions. Now, I personally would have made this a lot more shorter and got to the other person, but you can see how using a professional as somebody who is talking about the issues that exist with this and then adding somebody on really tie it in together. It's not very salesy because it's a podcast. It doesn't talk about the product just yet. It talks about the actual vitamin itself and then it uses a real world example. And you also mentioned the product pretty much right at the end, which is this, and it's also answering a bunch of questions with the TikTok comments. So we have found that sometimes the further you push the product and the more you build a belief system around the product, the better the videos actually perform because people that click in the ad more warmed up about the product and why it's going to be useful. The next one is something that we call a desire bridge.
You're not ugly, you just have cortisol face. And lowering your cortisol...
So notice that she did a visual hook, which is her pouring the water. and a verbal hook.
You're not ugly, you just have cortisol face. And lowering your cortisol levels is the easiest way to have a glow up. You'll be able to shed those extra pounds you can't get rid of, especially in the midsection. I even crave less sweets now. These are the D3 and K2
So what it does is it uses their experience to pitch you. It's not focused on selling you the product, it's focused on bridging the gap between your current problem and the desires by telling you the story. The fact that you're starting with you're not ugly, you have cortisol face is a crazy hook. It's like, wait, hold on. It makes you think, maybe I do have cortisol face. Maybe I'm not ugly after all. And it also mentions the past problems and how this has been fixed by the product. So that's all the videos that I will recommend with statics. As you can see, a lot of them are educational based, but also trying to be authentic. Now we're going to go into the statics that work pretty well. But just before that, my dog reminded me to let you know that if you click the link down below, you can get free swipe file of all of these ads so you can copy them directly. So the first one is the feature call out. So we've actually made a couple, you can see these here, that I've actually scaled our brands heavily. So these work really well because it gives the viewer a bird's eye view of the product as to what it actually has. And so as you can see here, 8 key nutrients every plant eater needs. So we have plant eater as the qualifier of the ad. So if you're a plant eater, you're going to want to watch this. If you're not, if you're a meat eater, you're going to scroll past this, which is good. That's what you want. You want to only target certain people with the creative. Then it actually gives you the actual vitamins. You can see in this one here, we replace the minerals in the vitamin for the benefits. So it's something that you can test around there. Also, vitamins are very well known. It's a sophisticated market. So this plays right into the product's core benefit, which is it's got multiple vitamins in one. The next ad though is what we like to call an ugly ad. You can see it's written with some crayons on a piece of paper with some gummies on there. And you're kind of looking at that as like, what? And so you start reading. It follows that law of if there's a lot of text and it interests you, you're going to read the actual copy. And so it's raw and authentic. It makes it feel like it's coming from a real person. It's not a massive corporation making this. Like, you're not going to think, will a massive vitamin corporation make an ad like that? No. It calls out the problem, which is aggression or poor impulse control, and then explains what actually causes the problem. So nutritional deficiencies can create chemical imbalances. So now you're educating somebody, so when they click the ad, they go to the website, they're going to be more in that educational frame, which makes them more likely to actually buy your product. And also the use of different colors makes it more eye-catchy, but definitely try ugly ads. Sometimes they are just absolute crushes in an ad account. But the next one is my personal favorite, is the us versus them. So we have your brand, what it does, others, what they do wrong, and it keeps it very simple. I've seen people overcomplicate us versus them. They add a bunch of things and then they add other things. Just the exact comparison is the sell. Your thing versus other people's thing. Your thing good, their thing bad. And if you just take the one important thing, which is can take months to adequately raise vitamin D levels, that is enough to get someone to your website warmed up. Next, we have the actual golden nugget review. So this is classic standard one. So you have the product looking really nice and you have a review that is a golden nugget. So rather than saying, oh, this is so good, I got results so quickly, you say, I have tried many prenatals on this journey and the Burden B is hands down my favorite. The packaging is great and the individual sachets are perfect and so convenient. So this person is quite literally saying, I've tried many different things and this was the best one. And so some people who are thinking, okay, well, if I try this one, what about the other ones that I can also try? This one review is covering all of those, which is really good. And the last one, we have the USP call out. So you pick one USP, 3x faster and more effective than traditional supplements with the product. And you have others, kind of like an us versus them, but you're focusing a lot more on your USP. You have to find that one thing in your product that you can say that others can't say. Or maybe you are one of 3 companies that have this thing, this USP, and the majority of other companies don't, so you need to highlight it as much as possible. That is the goal with this USP. Sit down, find out exactly which one is the one that is going to stand out, and then you have it. By the way, if you want to know exactly how I make AI UGC statics like these, you want to check out this video right here. If you want to see me fix broken ads in minutes, you want to check out this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.